All right, YouTube. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, YouTube community. HTJ here, aka Joe Woody. Man, I am so happy right now. The purpose of this morning's stream is more or less a test. Um, I did do a stream on Wednesday night with the fellas, but I was hardwired to our router, which is through a private internet access company. The megabits per second are very low here. So anyway, more or less just a test. I don't know if you can see, but Dad's back there. This is the new kitchen, y'all. Man, I'm happy. I actually wanted to do this a little earlier, but I had to go and find me a bar stool seat to fit on this island. Now, if you guys might remember, the old kitchen there was barely enough room for me table here, for our table. Now I've got an island right here in the middle of the kitchen. Got a beautiful view. Really just some trees. But yeah, we need to find out how good this is going to work wirelessly. So that's part of the thing. And also I got to keep touching on this Uvalde thing. And Officer Tatum, former Officer Tatum. I don't even know what he wants to be called. I got to touch on movies, Also, whether or not I want to build another movie theater. That's the thing. So anyway, let's get to the nasty stuff out of the way. The Uvalde Police Department. So I want to be perfectly clear. I've been very, very harsh about what happened in Texas, and I'm not backing off that. What I will say is that my entire life I've supported military, fire, EMS, police, our emergency services. They're needed. Hospitals are needed. Healthcare is needed. Military is needed. Police officers needed. All that good stuff. So I'm not out here hating on all police officers. Okay. But I will say, since the great pandemic and the subsequent jab, what did they call it? Basically, they wanted to make you think you had to do it, but of course it wasn't law. So a lot of the free-thinking police officers, a lot of free-thinking cops that were out there, they're gone post-pandemic. So that's a strike against all the police officers out here. Uvalde police. I believe within my heart that they should be charged with a crime. We've heard all this stuff in the last few days about, cops don't have to do anything, whatever. They don't have to risk their lives. They don't have to protect and serve, And it's crazy. The police chief in Uvalde, he needs to face charges, criminal charges. Thank God for the Border Patrol. Did what they did. They waited 30 minutes as well to do what they did, but thank God for them. And I don't know if wait's the right term. I don't know what to say, because I know they were very upset, wanted to be in there. And they waited 30 minutes for their boss, basically, to tell them they can override the orders. They were getting on scene. Is that not crazy or what? What is this kitty cat doing? Yeah, the kitty cat's still here, old Ducky. Where'd he go, Ducky? Anyhow, thank God that those gentlemen did what they did. They're the lesser of two evils right now, But you gotta point the finger at Uvalde police, telling people to stand down, whatever. You have police officers that are taking fire. Okay, granted, from a gunman in the school, and Officer Tatum's all over this one. Oh, they can't see in there. They don't know. I don't know how Tatum's got 1.9 million subscribers right now, and I don't know how that count's not going down. Uh, he's an ex-police officer, and I've rolled with him for about a year, but he won't come off of this one. What I should really do is like some kind of commentary. I should play the videos that he has played, but I don't do it. I just want to make my position really clear. I don't hate police officers. I don't think we should get rid of all police officers. Let me also be very clear when I say this. I believe the police officers in Uvalde County that were on scene at that school should face criminal charges. I believe the police chief in Uvalde should face criminal charges. Everybody out here, y'all, is getting lost. Everyone out here, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You're all lost. You're all talking, no, we need guns. No, we got to get rid of guns. No, we need cops. No, y'all are all missing it. Every single last one of you. And it really upsets me. The police officers on scene at that elementary school, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, need to be charged with a crime. That's step one, y'all. That's step one. And I know Officer Tatum and all kinds of other people are going to tell me, if you charge a police officer with a crime, then other police officers won't do their jobs. Really? Because it seems like to me that those people, meanwhile, they want to defund the police. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying defund the police, y'all. I want to make my position very clear. The police officers at that elementary school in Uvalde that refused to put their lives on the line to save children, and the police chief in Uvalde, they all need to be criminally charged. I don't know what those charges are, but they need to carry jail time. And I'm not saying life. I'm not saying 10. I don't know. That's not for me. But it really upsets me how everybody out here is defund the police. Don't defund the police. Get rid of guns. Don't get rid of guns. We need new background checks. We don't need new background checks. The country is going to be in civil war, civil war, civil war. I don't believe any of those things, y'all. And I just don't understand why more people, I think more people are in the middle. They're like me. They're balanced. They understand that it's not just black and white. You know, life is a gray area. So yeah, obfuscating the officer. All these officers are getting off scot-free. You know, I understand that there's some backlash on social media and YouTube and whatever. But do you think any one of those officers are going to face criminal charges? Because I don't. Do you think that police chief out there is going to face any kind of criminal charges? Is he going to have to resign? I don't think so. I don't know. I could be wrong. Could already happen. Uh-oh. Here we go. We got a little HTJ coming down the steps. It's early for this guy. There he is, running into the living room. So, yeah, I want to be clear on that. Those gentlemen, they need to be charged with a crime. The police officers that so aggressively held parents back and kept them from going to their children need to be charged with 2 crimes. So I want to see more of that. I want to hear more of that backlash out there. But I'm not, and it's really upsetting. And then we got guys like Officer Tatum out here, 1.9 million subscribers. I've watched him gain 1 million subscribers probably in the last year, I think. I watched him I first got turned on him, he's like 80,000 subscribers. Maybe a little less. And I've watched that guy skyrocket. And, now he's pumping the propaganda out. Some of the things he said in his videos, man, are so egregious, man. Hell was here. What's up, brother? I live in Europe, but feel no offense for what's happening in the USA at all levels, being political, ideological, or what else is going on. But I feel for what's happening. Oh, I got you. Hey, no offense taken, brother. And when this first happened, dude, I was so angry. And I feel like that, for a couple of days, I thought I might have got trapped into the legacy mainstream media or the social media. trap, which is just come out immediately and blame, and point my finger and be a social uh, atmosphere, social warrior, whatever, behind the keyboard warrior, whatever. But then I realized the more it came out, the more it kept coming out. It was just, I don't care who you are, man. I don't care what you are, what you do. When there's children, 10-year-old children, begging for help, for those gentlemen to sit out there, excuse me, I can't call them gentlemen, for those pieces of trash to sit outside and just wait, listen to those children die. The timelines are there, y'all. The 911 calls are out there. You can listen to it all. So whatever Officer Tate, whatever propaganda this man is trying, he's trying to tell us that, oh, you've never been in the line of fire. I've never jumped from an airplane, but I know I don't want to skydive. I don't want to run into a hail of bullets with no weapon. But if my kid's in there, totally different ball game, man. I meant to say offense. Sorry, my English is garbage. Brother, mine too. And you know, dude, I love your handle. Your handle's the best. Here you go, brother. I'm gonna do you a solid right here. We're testing here, but this is what I've been doing lately. I've been posting this link here, and yes, sir, of course. If you'd like to join in, Robin Hill was here. You guys are always in the community. I know you guys. If you guys want to join into the chat, man, you don't have to be on video, but if you do have something to say, then the link's right there. You guys can use that. So anyway, yeah, you'll pop up right here on my screen, and I can just do whatever. But I don't want to stay on Uvalde, but the two things I definitely want to say is that situation. There's so many things wrong with that situation. Before we even get to politicals, y'all, before we even get to the gun right mess, to the defund police mess, before we get to any of that, these officers on scene that refuse to do their job and refuse to let parents protect their children need to be charged with a crime. In some cases, more than one crime. That's just how I feel about that. I'm not always in the right conditions to use the mic, but I will try for sure. Especially if the topic is within my grasp, for sure, man. Well, we're gonna get off of Uvalde, man. It's just so egregious, man. And I just can't stop that. It's terrible. It's terrible. So there were some other things that I did want to speak about. We got all that nasty stuff out of the way, and it seems as if the stream is doing okay. Sometimes I'll get something here in my screen that gives me a Wi-Fi bar thing. It shows me I'm going a little low, but we haven't tripped it up yet. So let's see. I'm not really into politics, but I do have a lot to say when it comes to political ideological stuff and getting injected into entertainment videos. Well, here we go, brother. That's a perfect segue. I would love for, if you don't feel comfortable, this morning or whatever, you're in Europe, so probably time of night over there, whatever. Feel free. You just keep writing in. We'll put them up there, but we can do that. I made a kind of a discovery the last few weeks, going to see these movies in the theaters. And what I found is the movies that I'm enjoying, The Northman and Top Gun Maverick, have no political agenda whatsoever. There are, obviously, it's 2022, so there's going to be a couple of things in there, like the fact that they didn't even name an enemy in Top Gun. I thought that was a little strange. Tempo, my man. How are you, brother? Hey, Tempo, the link is a couple of comments up, I believe, dude. Yeah, link's right here, brother. So, yeah, feel free to hop on in, man. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. Whatever's. Always good to see you, my friend. Yeah, so I think what I'm realizing, I've talked about this too. I've got that Regal Movie Pass thing, which is really cool. That allows me to go see however many movies I want. You know, uh, I haven't seen Top Gun yet. I did see The Northman. I did not enjoy it yet, but man, I wonder when Tom Cruise is going to bend the knee and have some PC stuff in his movies. So far, he is uncompromised. That's a really good. That's a really good observation. Uh, yes, dude. HWH, maybe that's what we call you. Hell was here. Um, yeah, man, that's a really good. I like that. That's great, great observation. Well, man, I'm curious to know is what you didn't like about the Northman because the only, again, I don't like to talk spoilers, but I did feel like that there was an undertone in that movie that lasted for about 2 seconds, midway toward the end. Um, and I just felt like, all right, now that's a little 2022. You know, they had to throw something in there, but it was not nearly egregious at all. Man, I love Top Gun. I got to be honest with you. I wasn't feeling well. We went to see the film at 8 o'clock, me and my good brother. And yeah, dude, it was, I was very tired because I've been sick. We've been sick in this household for like 3 weeks. It's been terrible. Anyway, I actually found myself on the edge of my seats at some point, like halfway trying to stay awake, but not because of the movie, just because I wasn't feeling well. But man, yeah, there were some real cool scenes in there, real cool stuff, man. Wow, yeah, give it up to a lot of those guys, man. It was so cool. I thought the Northman, and people may take some issue with my take, all good, brother, is that I found a bit pretentious, but I guess many art house style movies fall into this category. Might be just not for me. So I'll tell you what took me by surprise on the Northman was there was actually a good story there, a deep, puzzling, um, provocative, nasty story. Man, that story had just about everything. And what I didn't realize about that movie was like that's like a well-known Viking tale or something, right? So I'm glad they didn't do Beowulf. You know what I mean? Like I don't know much about Viking lore, but I know Beowulf, and I know there's been a bunch of Beowulf stuff, right? And I did like the Beowulf movie way back in the day. Um, whatever. But there was so much of a story to that film than I ever thought there would be. And I thought the actors and actresses, or I don't know how you say it in 2022, the actors in the film, both male and female, they committed so hard, man. Yeah. So I just really did enjoy it. It was great visually, well shot, agreed, but little substance, story. The pacing was kind of off, not enough action. I found it walked the line between a blockbuster, art house movie, and didn't sit well with me. I can, I'm not going to agree with everything you just said there, man, but I can see how you would feel like that. One of the things I loved about the film is no artificial lighting, except for fire, but no lighting from bulbs, from cranes, anything like that. Kind of like The Revenant. Yeah. So I love that about it. And I did think that story, man, just kept getting deeper and deeper. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to spoil it. I just think that that's a movie I enjoyed. And I think that politics were clearly absent from that movie. So, you and I can sit around and BS, all day. Sounds like I definitely enjoyed the movie a little bit more than you, but I definitely appreciate his perspective. I can kind of see how somebody, I felt like that halfway through the movie, but I think by the time I left there, I was like, wow, that was all jacked up. And I love slow movies with symbolism. I just didn't find it that good. I love Valhalla Rising, which is a movie of almost zero dialogue with Mads Mikkelsen. I don't know. This was not for me. The axe fell off. Well, brother, there you go. There you go. I mean, one of the things I love about this community is we can always agree to disagree, right? And I appreciate that take, man. You know, the action, I think you're right. I think, I expected there to be a lot more plunder and pillage in that film than there was, but hey, I can live without. Let's see here. Let's see here. The acting was subpar for me. Also, wow, God, you are hammering this Northman today. I think he tried to make something more accessible as opposed to his other work, which the Lighthouse, but it wasn't enough to call it an I guess that's accessible movie. Man, I was just saying, like, yeah, I thought the characters. Listen, I don't want to throw spoilers out there, but um, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. The main Alexander Sarsgaard. He really put in his work, man. He put in those PEDs. He put in the work, and he got there. Like you can't take that away from him. So he put in that work. Um, yeah, not a whole lot of dialogue coming out of his character, was it? Um, dialogue was dialogue was short and sweet in that movie for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess I can see how some people feel. Yeah, I don't feel that way. It was cool though. I mean, I think I'm just gonna recommend people see it. You know, but I also think they should listen to what you have to say about it as well. And that's one of the things about this community I really love, man. We're all free thinkers. You know what I mean? And nobody tells us what to do, what to say. We don't care about the crowd. And that's everybody in this community, man. And I love it. I love it. It's fine. That's what's fun about discussions. Disagreeing in a civilized way. Yeah, man. Over the last decade, people are like, hey, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. That's one, which, hey, that's very narrow scope there. But two, they refuse to speak to other people that carry a different view. Or if they do, it turns into a yelling or shouting match. In my opinion, disagreement builds strength. That's what I think, you know? So I think disagreeing is okay. But I can give him some credit for sure for trying to make something that was not commercial. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In a world full of Marvel movies. My God, you just hit it on the head. I wish him well. It was an uncompromising movie, too. Man, I can agree with everything you just said. There's some guys here on YouTube that call it the MCU now. You heard these guys, Neurotic or something, I think is the channel. But yeah, they hit hard on Marvel, and I did see Doctor Strange too, my man, and I was so disappointed with Doctor Strange too. Um, I felt like it was just this propaganda spiel, like the whole movie. And again, that's why I'm finding real disagreement with the movies I'm seeing lately, the movies in theaters. If it's political, I don't like it. And it doesn't matter how political, I just don't like it. If it's not political, I'm liking it. Top Gun, The Northman. Those are the only two right now that I can confidently say I would go see these movies again and love them. You know. Let me see. What we got? I stop having discussions online unless I see the personal, like I'm seeing you. I found out the internet is infested with people between 18 to 23 years old that haven't seen enough of the world, man. So true. So true. Yeah, I meant to heart that one. I guess that comment came in, but I can heart that too. Man, I think age is a part of it for sure. Take me for instance, I'll be 41 years old this year, but I didn't even start figuring life out until I was about 38, 39 years old. Really, I mean, and putting down alcohol for good, for long periods of time, not drinking was definitely a big part of that for me. Let's see. I know of neurotic, yeah, and I don't agree with everything. Me too, right? But what they are doing good work. Rather, they bang them up too much than not say anything at all, right? Yeah, I agree. I agree. Uh, Yeah. Yeah, it's the MCU, man. They are just pumping and pumping um, whatever they can, and the comic books are doing it too, man. Um, there's a culture war that's been going on for probably 5 or 6 decades now, but the conservative side of the culture war is definitely lost, and it's people that are in the entertainment industries, such as movies, music, television, the highest echelons of entertainment. They're controlling the narrative, right? These guys at Disney, the executives at Disney, even Netflix, but right, they've supposedly started firing a bunch of people over there. I have no idea, but these companies they've realized that they got to go after our children, and that's what it is. I saw Sonic 2 with the kids, and I really liked that movie, but there was 2 lines in that movie that just made the hair stand up on the back of my neck, and I had to like make sure my kids know when we're leaving the theater, like, this shit's just a movie, right? That what they say in this movie, like this, that, and the other, that don't apply to you. You're your own person. You make up your own decision. You don't need to listen to that propaganda bullshit. 2 lines, y'all. It was just 2 lines. Other than that, the movie was great. But that was on the line for me. Sonic 2, because of that. Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder is one of the all-time greatest performances ever. God, so many quotes, but I don't want to do them because they're all like nasty, cursing, But I'll say this: this is Hell Was Here. I'm not going to praise the movie just because it wasn't political or compromised. I'll still rate it and see it, and not give it extra points. Okay. Yeah, I think I kind of gave it extra points for that, man. If I was going like, for me, I'm not a movie critic, right? I don't know if there is a perfect movie, like a 5-star movie out there. So I kind of like to think that man, I would give The Northman 4 stars. I would give Top Gun Maverick probably 4.5. Um, I did love the lighting, the atmosphere of The Northman, man. I love the way they shot that film. Um, so yeah, I probably do give them some extra. I'm curious out of 5 stars, brother. What are you giving The Northman? Are you going like 3? Yeah, you sound like a 2.5 star. You sound like this ain't even middle of the road for you. Let's let me know what's your out of 5 stars. What's your rating, buddy? When you see Reddit giving 10 out of 10 to the Batman, other poorly made movies, you can tell the demographic that hangs around those places. I've seen the stats, and Reddit is around 18 to 23 specifically. Yeah. The Batman, I had a huge problem with, man. Oh, the Batman was tough, dude. It was that video. I did a video on the Batman, and it's the most interaction I've ever had on a video. The comment section just keeps on going. People really like to hash that out, and the majority of the people don't like it. I'd say 3/4 of the people don't like it that have seen that video. But there's like a quarter of the comment section there that's still very passionate about it. I just don't get it. I also think that the studio inflated the box office numbers for Batman. I believe that Batman had 2 different edits. I believe we had one movie inside the United States. Everywhere else that went out, it probably got a different edit. That's just my opinion. So I think that those numbers were inflated. I don't like to rate anything with quantities. To be honest, I think that's quantities. If I had a review site, I would use ratings like uh, media. But Metacritic. I'm sorry. Uh, Good, excellent, or other recommend, uh, or either recommend or don't recommend. Okay, all right, that's fair. So I guess we know that you're a don't recommend on the Northman. I would recommend. Okay, I'm sorry. I spoke too soon. I would recommend the Northman. Still, even if I didn't like it, but not for everyone. I would. specify a group of people that might like it with a huge star on it, right? It's a decent movie, but not for me. Yeah, actually, you bring up a great point, man. I think that movie is probably not for a lot of people. I think you're exactly right. It is downright, man. It's got some stuff in it, and even me, right? I'm sitting there watching this, going, "Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Are we doing this in 2022?" So yeah, I was kind of surprised a little bit as well, but yeah, that's a great point, man. I think you're exactly right. That movie was not for everybody, for sure. The Batman crowd, they're not liking that movie. I don't think. I don't think they're liking that movie. But what else is coming? Uh, let's see, box office numbers. Yeah, I think the Batman was. I think that's a total fib about those box office numbers. Maverick, Top Gun, really cool. Yeah, yeah, but that's what I'm finding with movies, man. If did I miss? Sorry, Sprung. Did I miss Tempo? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We got that. Yeah, yeah. I do love that comment, by the way. Yeah. Anyhow, let's see. What was it? People that like art house, dream fever movies will probably enjoy The Northman, but I think there's better examples that people should check out. The Fall, The Fountain, Valhalla Rising are much better movies. Man, I gotta go back and look at Valhalla Rising. I really got to do that. Oh, let's transition real quick to games, dude. You said you brought up games. Let's do it quick. Let's shift gears a little bit, man. The Castile, the Castile Protocol. Have you guys heard of this? So our guy that did Dead Space, that headed that studios, they're coming out with a game. I believe this release is December 2nd, called the Castillo or oh man, you gotta check it out. If you're a Dead Space fan, it's gonna be amazing. Uh, let's see. What did you think about Top Gun? I never cared for the original, and it didn't age well. You're right. The soundtrack did not age well. I love most Tom Cruise movies: Mission Impossible 3, Fallout, Oblivion, Edge of Tomorrow, or Bang. Edge of Tomorrow is probably my favorite Tom Cruise movie. I do like Born on the 4th of July, man. I think that's a really emotional movie. That's a hard one to sit all the way through. That's for sure. Um, yeah, I Top Gun. It did capture the '80s, though, man. I agree with you. I don't think it aged well into the '90s and 2000s, but it did capture that time well. I did buy the 4K when it came out, and the 4K was really good. However, I like you. I didn't care really much for the movie. I actually liked Maverick probably. I know it's blasphemous, but I enjoyed Maverick more. No, sir, you cannot have ice cream. It's not even 10 a.m. and you haven't had any breakfast. So that would be a negative. You had pizza already this morning? Man, I think you're fibbing. My son's over there fibbing, man. He wants that ice cream. Um, yeah, I did. I really like Top Gun, man. I think I would give it like probably 4.5 stars, which for me is like the highest I would rate anything if I did rate movies. Um, I would just say recommend all day. Yeah, how do I say that? How do I say that? The Callisto Protocol, man. Yes, yes, dude. It is so good. And as well, guys, we got Dead Space Remake has got an official drop date of January 22nd, 2023. So I'm not gonna know what to do. I gotta get the Callisto protocol. And like right in the middle of that, playing that or whatever, you know, the Dead Space. I might buy the protocol first and just set it to the side and wait for Dead Space remake to come out. That might be it. Oh man, yeah, dude. Here you go. Dead Space 2 is so good, brother. Dead Space 2 is an amazing game. I'm skeptical of these days trying to recapture anything of the past. Usually doesn't work well. They are also making a Dead Space 1 remake, so that's going to be interesting. All right, well, um, from what I understand, my friend, it's a remaster, not a remake. So they're not changing the story. They're not going to change the characters. They're going in. They're touching up the atmospheres. They're adding HDR obviously to the game. Of course, they'll probably do something with the black levels, whatever, whatever. But to my understanding, that is a remaster. So, also talk about the Callisto Protocol. It is not multiplayer. It is not online. It is a single player experience, which makes me believe that, given the fact that it's the and what's the guy's name, Glenn Sherman or something like that. I don't know. He headed up the studios that made Dead Space. I should just go ahead and look at that because that's so irresponsible, isn't it? Be like, yeah, I think this is his name. Uh, I'll tell you his name real quick. Uh, I should just type in Dead Space. Let's set up remaster. Glenn Schofield. Yeah, it's Glenn Schofield. He headed up the studio at the time that did Dead Space, Dead Space 2. I don't believe he was part of Dead Space 3. Hell, I don't even know if he was part of 2, but I'm pretty sure he was. So, but the biggest thing to me is no multiplayer. So I believe that they're making a game similar to Outlast, which is no online, no multiplayer shit. It's just you play this scary, scary game. And those are my favorite games of all time. Dead Space is definitely one of my favorite games of all time. And this one will be too, I'm sure. The Callisto Protocol had a red flag for me. They said it was in the same universe as PUBG, which makes no sense to me. And people didn't react well. So they came and said it is no longer part of that universe. Well, thank God it's not. Because if it was, I'd probably shit a center block and been real upset too. But dude, I don't share any concern, my friend. I just think it is going to be amazing. Schofield worked on Dead Space 1 and 2. He wasn't on 3. Yeah, I didn't think he was part of that because it was so bad. And it shows. It's not a bad game. It's just not a horror game like the first two. So yeah, and with 3, you could play um, two controllers. You could do the co-op game experience. And that takes some of the scary out of it, doesn't it? So and I love this new bar stool I'm on, man. I feel so happy and comfortable right now to be in the kitchen doing this again. Like I was really missing the old kitchen. I know you can. I gotta put Dad somewhere else so maybe you can see him a little better, but he's back there too. Um, yeah, I didn't even mess with Dead Space 3. Man, 3 was made for co-op. That's right. Yeah, that's what I remember. That alone will break the R and amps the action. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly how I felt. I did actually start playing that game. Um, but I didn't like it at all. Yeah. So I don't even think I got to like the second or third chapter on the game. Uh it really isn't a bad game. It's pretty cool. If it wasn't called Dead Space. Right, right. I bet that's true. But oh man. Yeah, my friend, I think put your worries away for the Callisto Protocol because I think our guy Glenn's going to do us right here, man. He knows the formula. He knows what works. You ever played a game called Evil Dead, man? It's one of the most incrediblest, everest games ever. And then they came out with an Evil Dead 2. And I was like first in line. I had that bad boy pre-ordered, man. I went and picked it up, popped it in. And I thought for the first like 3-4 hours of gameplay, like maybe it'll get better. Just got nothing but worse. One of the worst games ever. The Evil Within 2. Don't buy it. But The Evil Within, one of the greatest games ever made, my friend. Yeah. Let's see. They did the same with Resident Evil 5. They did, didn't they? I also bought that game expecting it to be awesome. It's an amazing co-op game. but it really just it isn't a horror game. But the co-op is good. And it is, and the graphics were off the charts for that time as well. So it was a really cool game. But yeah, it just wasn't that scary anymore, was it? And admittedly, I'm not a huge Resident Evil guy. Like I said, I'm more of a Alien Isolation. To me is one of the greatest video games ever made. The AI in that game to this day is still talked about, is still lauded as one of the best systems that the game developers have ever made. So if you guys haven't played Alien Isolation, man, you need to get on that. I did play The Evil Within. Oh, such a good game. From the Evil Within devs, some of them, they fall into the trap of going open world, hub based on the second one, like many other devs. Yeah, I didn't enjoy the second one at all, man. But The Evil Within, golly day, that's one of my favorites all time. You know, the original Outlast, until the end there. You get to the end, no spoilers here because the game's like over a decade old. But when you get to the end of Outlast and you realize it's like some alien stuff, that really wrecked it for me a little bit. But the whole game, the whole 7-8 hour gameplay up until you're at the very end was so scary, so suspenseful that it to this day remains one of my favorite games of all time. There's no fighting back in Outlast. All you can do is hide or run, man, and it's just awesome. If you like The Evil Within, you should give Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's totally remade in third person, in my opinion, even better than Evil Within. What? How dare you, sir? How dare you say that? I'm gonna try it though. You say it's good, man. Resident Evil 2 Remake. I will definitely give that a whack because I'm not even that familiar with the series. I'm more familiar with the movies, obviously. Got them all. And they're not, they're you gotta be in a mood to watch those Resident Evil movies, but man, they got some good ones. Got some good ones. Well, the story is not better, but the gameplay might be. Yeah. Evil Within, y'all. That's real good. It's real good stuff. Hey, what you need, buddy? What you looking for? Whoa, hey, don't be angry. You're live, dude. Yeah, don't abuse me, man. All right, somebody's being a little butt this morning. Hey, I love you, dude. You gotta be nicer. All right, so the story's not better. Resident Evil story in Resident Evil game is always weak. People play for the gameplay. Yeah, those games might have been a little bit ahead of their time too, But well, is it Silent Hill I'm thinking of? Is it Silent Hill that I'm thinking of? So what's Little Joe's favorite movie? I believe it's Sonic, right? Hey, what's your favorite movie right now, buddy? What's your favorite movie to watch? Did you like Sonic 2? Yeah. Is that your favorite movie? What about Tremors? You like Tremors? That's one of our all-time favorites, man. We watch Tremors all the time around here. It is rated PG-13, but hey, and Ashley Slash has been playing Little Nightmares too. And let me tell you, I got this used at the game store the other day for him, and man, Little Nightmares 2 looks beautiful, and it's a fun game. It's creepy. Have y'all played Little Nightmares 2? I didn't play the first one, but we got this. And Ash, have you been enjoying Little Nightmares 2? It says yes. Yeah, it's Little Nightmares 2 has been fun, but little HTJ loves Tremors, man. He loves the Meg. He likes the big shark movie, the Meg. We really like to watch that one a lot. Okay. What is this? Okay, yeah, you want some yogurt? Why don't you get a spoon, buddy? So yeah, he does love those movies. And I love them too. Yeah, that's a great question, man. Thank you for asking, dude. Little HTJ. He's my little guy. Why don't we check here in the dishwasher? Oh yeah, see, buddy. Yeah, I watched one here. There you go. And I want to drink. All right, man. What you want? Some chalky milk or something? All right, I'll make you some chalky milk. You go ahead and get started on your yogurt there. Okay, let's see here. Let's see, man. Silent Hills, less action and more psychological horror. And man, Silent Hill 2 will make you unsettled for sure. It's a difficult game to digest. The horror uh, in it is very unsettling. I gotta go play it then, I guess, right? I guess I'm kind of waiting for a remaster on those games, though, to be honest. Uh, Silent Hill 2 and 3 are, in my opinion, some of the greatest horror games next to Dead Space. And wow, man, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to check those out then for sure because I'm not the biggest video gamer. I'm pretty good at Call of Duty when I play. I haven't played in months really because we moved and we don't have internet here. Like talking about, y'all all know the deal. But yeah, what we have been doing is going to the local game store, picking up some used games, and just having a whole lot of fun with them. So next on my list is going to be Silent Hill 2 and 3. Let me ask you, Elvis here, should I just skip one? Should I not even play Silent Hill 1? Because I would hate to like start on 2. Let me know if you have an opinion on that, please, my friend. They are remaking Silent Hill 1, but with all these political and ideological injecting. I'm not holding my breath. Yeah. Oh, I don't like that either. I don't like that either. How about The Last of Us was one of the greatest video games I ever played. One of my all-time favorites. I did not play The Last of Us 2 for all of the bad stuff it got. Um, and God, yeah. Yeah. That first game was so emotional too, man. Thought it was so emotional. Help us here. I really would like to know, buddy. Should I just? Oh, wait a minute. 2 has a standalone story about the main character. 3 ties into 3 a bit, but 1 is not needed. Thank you. And if you are not into retro gaming, it's quite dated. Yeah, that's why I was saying I was hoping that they made a. But you know what? Uh, Oh, I meant to say 1. Yeah, thank you, dude. Thank you for saying that because I will just skip right over 1. You know what I've been noticing with my C10 and my C1, y'all? They're calibrated to the best of my ability. I don't know the Spectrum, um, but the Delta Aero averages on those displays are very low right now. Anyway, it's really good. Dead Space, I haven't replayed in probably a year or more because of the remaster coming out. But that game, The Evil Within, Alien Isolation, all of these games from 2006, 2005, 2008, whatever, they still look incredible. And it just makes me think that, like, how much work these video game developers put into their product. Even knowing the majority of us say, like, at the time the game came out, like, I didn't have a great TV probably or whatever. Um, yeah. But now that I do have both my displays are calibrated and they're both OLEDs. These older games, I can't wait for the remaster, brothers and sisters. Like the remaster on Dead Space, I'm so pumped for. Uh, the Castillo protocol, is that what it was? The Castillo, whatever it was, I forgot already. I am so into that, dude. I cannot wait. The Last of Us 2. Joel, in particular, was the victim of VC injecting. Yes, sir. I thought it was poorly done. You know the scene I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, I do. The game was well made and high production value, though. That's another thing I did here is that, of course, that's a Sony exclusive, right? When that dropped, that was exclusive to them. Probably still is, but oh yeah, Sony puts a lot of work into those blockbuster games as they did The Last of Us. Oh yeah, I know the scene you're talking about. That happened pretty fairly soon at the beginning, or I guess the first act of the second game. First third of it, whatever. Last of Us 2 tries so hard to make the main character look toxic, Joel, and some of the female characters seem amazing, and that is kind of killed the game for me, but I still finished it. Yeah, I couldn't even bring myself to it. Couldn't even do it because I just, at the time when The Last of Us came out, I had played it. It had been years. That game had been released already for years, 4 or 5 years or something. And my buddy just told me how good it was. It was like a greatest hits buy or something, cost $20 on a PlayStation 4, I think. And I hadn't been a dad long, you know. And the first time I saw the opening sequence in The Last of Us, dude, I think it made me tear up, man. I was like, it was gut wrenching. Like I said, I hadn't been a father for long, I don't think. And that was kind of crazy anyway. Enough about my BS. The way it happens. If you are into movie editing and how it works, the way it happens, if you are into movie editing and how it works, the way Joel happens into those people makes zero sense. It just felt so forced, and they forcefully made it to happen. Yeah, I felt like that in a lot of the Batman, dude. A lot of the Batman movie. I was like, man, this is just not even feeling authentic. Like it's like they just put these little couple of Batman fight scenes in there to pacify, the action enthusiast. Uh, but a lot of that film felt so forced. And then, like all the really smart people in my comment section keep telling me, yeah, Batman wasn't even a good detective in that movie. But anyway, I don't want to go through that movie. I just want to say that I feel you. I feel the way that went down because Batman felt so forced, especially the relationship between he and Catwoman. I got the opinion, Zoe Kravitz didn't want to be anywhere near that pasty white across the pond guy. I don't know. Maybe his breath smelled really bad or something, but it did not seem convincing at all. They have agendas too, in my opinion. And the scripts of games and movies suffer to get those ideas injected into them. It's almost criminal how some potential good movies get ruined by these scenes. Yeah, and I think, you know, that's kind of, yeah. Yeah, we've had this culture war going on for 50 or 60 years, honestly. Um, and I believe that once the certain faction of people realized that they had the universities pretty much across the nation, they realized how to infiltrate things really well. So it went from there, or maybe it even went from media to colleges first. I don't know, but it definitely is now entrenched into everything. And I think what I've begun to realize over the last, say, 11 years of my daughter's life is that they're trying to get in younger and younger and younger. They're trying to get that ideology in to your child, if you have any, younger, younger, and younger, because it imprints them harder and it's harder to undo. So, yeah, I think that the progressive lot of people in the 60s realized that by the time the 70s came, they had enough power to basically, you know, public opinion of the war for that time was not high, was not good for the Vietnam War. And, you know, the colleges, the progressives, they fought that war through the 60s and 70s and put so much political pressure on that, anyway. And then they took that to every other arena: movies, TV movies, video games, um, animated cartoons, man. It's crazy what they put in the cartoons now. Let's see. In history, Rome started going down as soon as they gave these very same people, I'm guessing, more of a voice in the political spectrum. These ideologies ruined that society. It's going to happen again. Well, to be fair, brother, I think that another huge problem in Roman society was the sheer level of corruption, nepotism, you know, yeah, senators, they did what they did. It's kind of like today, in my opinion. The senators and congressmen today, they don't care about the people or their constituents. They care about their generational wealth. They care about making sure that their children and their grandchildren and their children's grandchildren always have a leg up on everybody else. I'm not going to have millions of dollars to leave my children. My children are going to have to work their way through life just like I have. I'm not hating on anybody that's born into money. I'm not hating on anybody that amasses their wealth. Good for you. Good on you. But Rome had a lot of problems, man. But I'm pretty sure that what you say is probably a piece of that pie, my man. Probably a big piece of that pie. Man, that boss says I'm ready to get. Yeah, it's all good, brother. Yeah, man. Yeah, so crazy. So crazy. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Those are just ones that harden. Right. All right, my man. Well, look, we're going on about an hour. I do want to respect other people's times. I think this has been a good test for me, man. I wanted to test this bar stool. This is our new kitchen. I know you're probably looking at this banner going around the room thinking like that is so dated and you got to get rid of that. Honestly, I think we're going to keep it. Why not? It's kind of funny, and I'm not mad. I don't hate it, So yeah, man, this is it, y'all. This is our little piece of heaven, man. We're living the dream. It feels awesome. And I hope that the Starlink comes through, man, real soon. I don't think enough people these days understand that the internet is regulated and controlled by the media. And when I say that, I mean that a simple movie review is downvoted or upvoted by bots. I agree. Just keep it. The dated is always new style. That's right. Isn't it funny how that works, dude? Like, 20 years ago, it's out. 30 years from then, it's in, You don't want to look like everyone else. That's boring. Hey, man, I believe it. Hey, dude, Mopar Tech. What's up, Joe? Been listening to you in the background this Saturday morning. I appreciate you, brother. Man, I always, like I said, just kind of testing things out a little bit here. But, yeah, dude, it's, as you can see, it's bright and sunny out there. So I need to take myself on outside. It's a little after 10 a.m. on the East Coast, here in North America. So I need to take myself outside, dude, and do some stuff, be productive. Not like I haven't been already this morning. I mean, I was probably at Lowe's before 7 a.m. So that was kind of cool, man. That's another thing about living out here, man. Everything's just wide open, dude. It's just so cool, man. So cool. If I was doing any remodeling, I would be doing in the 70s style. I love that retro vibe. And they had the furniture and some clothes. Yeah, this bar stool that I've got, actually, that I just picked up from Lowe's. It's not like, I don't know, just the shape of it and everything does kind of remind me of the 70s. But I knew it needed to be kind of high, right? And so I only bought one because it's like, I don't know if I'll like it, but we have room for two here. So gonna go buy another one and we'll have two bar stools in here. Maybe that means little mama can do a guest spot right here. She can be right here, two of us. Something, Yeah, it's almost there. I love that 70s comfy chairs. Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's another thing. A lot of people doing their theaters. They're putting theater seating and then they're putting the big old beanbag chairs in there for people to lay on and stuff. We'll save this one for you guys. On Wednesday evenings we're trying to do the stream thing Wednesday evenings around 7 p.m. So if you guys could be there, it'd be awesome. We really appreciate it. We'll have a bunch of guests, I hope. So I want to bring this up, but I don't want to get into it because I don't know how I feel about it yet. But I watched a video from a smaller YouTube community. I think he's got like 1,000 subs. I gotta find his name. I'll do it before Wednesday and shout him out. But he recently put out a video like, would I do my home theater again? And he's talking about how much money's in the home theater and how sometimes they don't even get in there 2-3 weeks. They don't get in there. And I'm thinking, well, I spend all this money building a badass home theater and I just never go in there. Now my son is singing badass. Okay. Hey, come on, guy. Anyway, yeah, now he's all over there saying badass. All right, cool. All right, guys, man, I appreciate y'all. Remember, Wednesdays around 7 p.m., you can expect to see Ye Rock Hawkins, maybe. You can expect to see our resident Class 3 calibrator, Dwayne Phillips. Also, TKK may be joining in a week or two just to shoot the stuff, have some fun. We'd be really appreciate it if he did that. We'd be really excited about that. We got Luke M Tech. He's been on with us a couple times now. And I'm forgetting. Got Blue Versace. How can I forget my man, Blue? Blue, dude, you're the man. We've been having him on, and he's really helps us keep the ball rolling. He's got a lot of great perspectives, man. So do all these guys. So it's been pretty cool. Let's see. The state of movies industry would discourage me, but it's not just about the new movies. It's also about the olds. Have a good one. Thank you for the stream. Man, Elvis here. Thank you, brother. I really hope we see you Wednesdays, around 7 p.m. Eastern time zone for North America. Hopefully we can see you there, brother. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for hanging out and, just being cool as usual, dude. So, yeah, we got a bunch of fellas probably on Wednesday evening, man. So tell all your people, dude, and we're just going to talk about stuff and rap about stuff that, hey, I'm sure there's going to be differences of opinion flying around, and we're all good with that, man. We love that type of stuff. So anyway, thank y'all so much, dude. I know I'm rambling. Hey, if you happen to see this afterwards and you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below. They're greatly encouraged, greatly appreciated. Yeah. So I think that's about it. Our time zone is tricky sometimes. Yeah, I bet, brother. I bet. All right, guys. Hey, man. Always, it's a blast. Really appreciate you, fellas. As always, thank you for listening. Be good. Be safe. Boom. Boom.